Welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to have a fantastic race at the 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway. Tonight we are going to be under the lights for the first time at this racetrack this season, and coincidentally, for the second season in a row, Daytona is the 10th week of the season, making it almost like the wild card in these guys' chase for the championship. And this is the Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated Friday Night B-Car Showdown on ETV Live. My name is Mike Conti, and beside me tonight will be EJ Hollywood O'Rourke for the first time this season. EJ, we've had some interesting in-car interviews with you the past couple weeks. How do you feel about being up in the booth tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be a really neat opportunity for me. I'm stepping out of the Lily Chucking Forward this week, so hopefully it'll go well tonight. It'll be awesome to watch Gary Mercer Trucking race at Daytona in the Nationwide car.
Definitely so, and EJ, I believe you were a part of this last season. We had a fantastic race here last season, and that's why I'm so excited to see what these guys can bring to us tonight. For Daytona race, we had fairly clean racing. I'm looking at my sheet right here. 4 cautions for 16 laps in a 60-lap race at Daytona with 200-mile-per-hour racing a couple inches from each other's doors. So great job by those guys last season, and I expect to see the same thing tonight. Speeds are going to be fast because the temperature is going to be cool, which is going to equal really, really close racing, closer than I think we've ever seen before. The drafting has been tweaked a little bit since we came here about a couple months ago, so it's going to be more of a pack-style racing compared to the tandems we saw in Season 2 of this 2012 season. Looking at the points, we have quite the points battle on our hand, but actually it looks like Anthony Kernick is starting to pull away just a little bit. Anthony Kernick is primarily in the second split every week, so that's why we don't really see him a lot in ETV Live, because we've been doing the first split races for quite a few weeks in a row now. But Kernick has quietly pulled to a 21-point lead over Rich Doucette, one of the regulars in the top split. And Rich Doucette a couple weeks ago, EJ, he won 2 races in a row, and that still hasn't done enough for him to be able to take over Anthony Kernick in the points battle.
Well, the races he's with me, he's put a whooping on me and the whole field, as a matter of fact. You know, his team's real fast every week. As usual, Jared Crawford won the championship last season, and he's looking pretty good for this season, him and Rich both. So be interested to see these last couple weeks here, how it all turns out.
And quickly, we're going to go down through the rest of the points battle before we send it down trackside for the national anthem. But in third is Alex Scribner, 24 behind the lead. Fourth is Matthew Wright on a solid season so far, 10 weeks into this thing, 33 behind the lead. Shannon Segler, another guy that's really been quiet. I haven't seen him in the first split. He, I believe, is primarily a second or third split driver himself. He's managed to stay in the top 5, 46 behind. Alexia Loma, our lone road DWC driver in this field every week, is 51 points behind the lead. Chris Seymour in 7th is 61 back. Joe Holt, 66 back. BJ Beal, one of our third split drivers, has done a fantastic job solidifying his spot in the top 10 so far. He's 67 points back. And rounding out your top 10 is the GFR driver, Justin Kirby. So the top 10 is starting to get pretty spread out, but tonight is a wild card race, like I said, and anything can happen. If Kernick, Doucette, or Scribner have anything happen, Kirby, Beal, Holt, and Seymour will be on their toes. So I'm excited to get this thing going, and right now we're going to send it down trackside for the national anthem with the Cactus Cuties.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Welcome back, everybody. It's getting closer to race time. These drivers are starting the grid here tonight. And unfortunately, I forgot one of our most important people here at ETV. Dakota Ehrman will also be with us tonight. He's going to be bringing us updates, well, any type of update that he can find. Dakota, I'm hearing that Alex Scribner, the third place man in points, is not in the races so far tonight. What's his strategy behind that move?
I can tell you none of those guys are almost in the top split tonight, and I'm just going to guess here on what everybody's strategy is, and most of them's going to hang in the back. I've known Gale Force guys don't like to hang in the back and try to survive. I've known other guys, that, especially in top split, are going to go for it and try to hang out up front to see if they can kind of survive. But I know connections have been an issue here, and I'm looking for it to be an issue. Steven Azeni, I told him he better win or he's fired, so look for him to get the victory lane tonight.
Alrighty, then definitely netcode, connection problems. We have seen them play a part in a lot of the wrecks that we've seen here on the Friday night showdown this season. And because we're going to be racing so close and so fast to each other tonight, unfortunately, we might see a couple of those netcode problems plague the drivers here again. Let's hope that doesn't happen. We are on the track right now. We have 1 to green, so we're going to get down this list really quickly here. And EJ, Tom Moustakis, he has been the master of qualifying at the Super Speedways this season. I've seen him on almost every pole that you can grab, so great job of that number 20 car, Tom Moustakis, on the pole tonight with a 48.61. Outside of him is Lee Heron in the 26 car.
Starting third is the number 25 car of Dylan Ceesay, and starting fourth is number 16 of David Cater.
Starting in fifth. Take it, Dakota.
Okay, starting with the number 9, Michael J. Johnson, and outside of him, Dylan DeVoe, 2 teammates.
Starting 7th in the 19 car is Steven Azeni, and starting 8th on the outside of him is Adam Gilliland.
The number 11 of Brandon Bowie will be starting 9th, and starting in the top 10, rounding out the top 10, I should say, is Tyler D. Hudson in the 1 car.
Starting 11th in the 2, Byron Daly, he's a pro driver, and on the outside of him, Kevin Burries.
Now, mind you, everyone, all of these guys that we are reading now from 9th on, or 10th on back, have not taken times here tonight, so they're all going to be starting in the rear of the field. Kevin Burris, like Dakota said, will be starting 12th. Alex Sheehan-Brown 13th. Montgomery 14th. Brandon Cattell 15th. Brad Mahar 16th. Paul Kashiba 17th. Rich Doucette 18th. Danny Hansen 19th, rounding out your top 20s. Alex Warren 21st. Nick Zotner 22nd. Joe Slama 23rd. Derek Crone. Josh Connors. Jarl Tyan. Joe Holt. Kyle Peddle. And rounding out your field with 28 cars here tonight in Daytona, Brandon Jarrell. Pace car is coming down the short stretch right here. We're getting ready to see one heck of a race right here. 60 laps at this 2.5 mile speedway. It's going to be racing all over this track. We're going to try to catch it for you. Tom Moustakis gets on the gas, and there he goes. Great start with the 26 on the outside right there. He's going to stay even with him, but the 25 of Dylan Ceesay is going to try to pull up to the back of the 20 and help him in sort of a 2-car tandem style going into turn number 1.
Now, Tom Moustakis actually runs in Paint the Yellow Racing League, and he does not, that I see, have any teammates out here, so he's kind of a free man right now. He's very fast, as you saw in qualifying trim there. He did get the pole by quite a bit.
Yeah, 3/100ths at this track is definitely quite a decent margin. Like I said, for this kind of racing, we see thousandths of a second separate the field, so a couple hundredths is definitely a big margin. It looks like he's going to retain the lead here unless the 25 and get a big run. He's trying to do 25 of CC. He's going to be looking to the top. But here comes Adam Gilliland, pushed by Tyler Hudson. To the front they go. The 5 is going to lead the lap. He's going to try to pull down. He might leave the 1. He's not going to do it. He's going to stay up there with the 1. Now they clear him. They're going to try to pull down. The 5 and the 1 go to the lead.
And EJ are working the booth, like we said. And EJ, how nervy is it on the track? 2 wide, 3 wide at a super speedway, especially Daytona. It's a little bit smaller than Talladega.
Oh, I tell you what, I get real nervous around this track. It gets real tight, especially when you're trying to push and you can't really see cars in front of you, but it's really, really a lot of fun. It's just you got to hold the wheel straight. Be careful not to netcode. That's a big issue here at the super speedways with so many cars and people so close, but right now, so far, we're clean and green here at Daytona.
Up on the outside, the 2, the 6, and I believe that is the 12 back there. It's Byron Daly in the 2, the 6 is Dustin Montgomery, and the 12 is Paul Kashiba. They're trying to get a run up on the outside. Mind you, overheating is going to be a very big problem tonight. We did mention that the temperatures are cooler, but that's only going to help fractionally as these engines are really going to get hot when they're tucked up behind someone else.
Back in 11th position, time it crossed the line, Steven Azeni, ETV zone, working through the field. I told him he better win or he's going to get fired. Like I said, he is ETV live, all on the back of the car in pink, and he's got a pretty pink car there too.
Definitely so. A lot of pretty pink cars here tonight. And like you mentioned with Moustakis, it doesn't seem like he's got a teammate, as Adam Gilliland has a little bit of a war problem right there. The 20 doesn't have a teammate in here possibly. But these pink cars all might line up and try to help each other. I wouldn't doubt seeing that happen. But as the top gets a run right there, the 2 and the 6 are going to push each other to the lead. So that puts Byron Daly out front with Montgomery in tow. Adam Gilliland back to 4th now as Kashiba charges ahead of him. The 25 of CC saw the opportunity up top. He's going to go up top and try to make it happen up there as well.
Yeah, Paul Kashiba with a big run, a big push from Dylan Cece going into turn 3 on the outside line here against Byron Daly.
CC and Kashiba are going to try to get a run off turn number 4 right here. The 2 and the 6 are disconnected, so that's going to give the pair, the 25 and the 12, a great run off the corner. They're going to pull down the short stretch right here into the tri-oval. Here they come. They're not going to do it, though, as the 25 is going to duck out to the right and get that car cool. That's going to stack the whole top lane up. Now the 4, the 19, the 8, and the 9 are all stacked up on the top and not going anywhere.
And I mentioned earlier, cars are going to lay back, try to avoid the wrecks. 2 cars that are the last 2 cars in line make Donter, and I believe that's Joe Slamma. Both those cars are way out of there. I mean, they're close, but not too close, and they're trying to avoid the trouble. That's one strategy I did mention tonight.
To the lead goes the number 12. Paul Kashiba is going to take the lead, but wait, here comes the 25 on the outside with help from Alex Chambrone right there. So now Chambrone is going to try to push the 25 out to the lead before the 4 is going to duck out for air. The 12 ducks down. He's going to get the 2 hot, so the 2 is going to have to fight for air as well. It's going to be a race strategy tonight. These guys are going to have to manage their temperatures. They're going to have to constantly be looking down at those gauges to make sure that they don't blow up. It's going to take a smart driver tonight to win this race.
And from what I've heard from the drivers, I've actually talked to a few of them, to go off the engine, they actually have to hang if they're going to hang off the side of the car, they have to hang off the left side, because if they go to do it to the right side of the car, they nearly hook the driver that they're pushing, and it almost spins them, as we're 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide as the 2S gets some air right there, but he's got no help in the middle. He's going to be in the sucker hole right there. Here comes the 19 for some help, but the 25 and the 4 are going to edge out to the lead off of turn number 4. They get real tight right there. The 19 slides up the track. Somehow they manage to save it. 25 of CC to the lead. Chambrone is going to try to clear the 3 wide battle, but that's not going to happen. Chambrone is going to go to the back now as the 12 pulls up to the back of the 25 to give him some help.
Crazy 19 up the middle, right behind the 2 there.
Crazy racing early up front here at Daytona. This is crazy, 3 wide. You don't really want to see racing hard this early. It could be a wreck early on here.
These guys are seeming to manage it very well so far. We haven't seen a lot of contact. I've seen a little bit. Door-to-door racing will produce that, but these guys have done a great job so far of pulling it together. Like I mentioned in the pre-race show, we only had 4 cautions here last season. First caution coming out in lap 12. We're working lap 7 right here, coming to lap 8. So if statistics prove to repeat tonight, we're going to be seeing a caution in a couple laps. So I know these drivers want to race this thing out to the end green, because nothing's better than green flag racing at Daytona.
Well, something a little bit better is 3 wide green flag racing at Daytona.
That's certainly true, but 3 wide sometimes, I mean, these guys have a lot of guts to go out there and go 3 wide the first 5 laps. I know if you watch back the NISWC race here from February, we were single file for the first 50 laps or so. I mean, we were really trying to keep the cars under us, but these guys, a lot of these guys have nothing to lose. They're not in the points championship. They don't really care about I rating. They don't really care about safety rating tonight. They're just out here to have some fun and possibly get a win. As the teammates of Duval and the 9 of Michael Johnson, they're going to pull out to the lead right now as the 2 and the 19 get separated.
Well, a few of those drivers that were in that NIS big abbreviation there for the World Championships, a few of those drivers that were in that were 2 that came up to the front rather quickly. I saw Tyler Hutton, I believe Alex Sambrone, or somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they came up front early as the 24 makes contact with a 10 and a 4. They're 3 wide back in the back.
And look how this field is bunched up. Every time they make a swap up front, the lines behind them really don't have anywhere to go most of the time, and they all bunch up. We had some separation there for a little while as we're going to go 3 wide for the lead once again in lap 9 right here. We had some separation. Those 2 cars in the front, the 8 and the 9 swap, they slowed down the whole field, and they're all bunched up. Now they're starting to separate again. The 7 of Brandon Cattell, another great Super Speedway driver. He always seems to get to the front when it matters. He sees that this is a little bit too rambunctious for him right now. That 7 tracker Bode Chevy, he's going to the back in a hurry, but right now it's still the Gale Force Racing teammates, Michael Johnson and Dylan Duvall out front, 1-2 right now. As they have a spin down the front stretch, 28 through the grass. Is he going to come out back on the track? He's gonna go save it. 28, Brandon Gerald, great job saving that thing. Single car incident on lap 10, no damage to that 28, but unfortunately for Gerald, he's going to lose the draft right here and probably go a lap down in a hurry.
Yeah, it was a great save for him. Looks like there was a check up there between Adam Gilliland and the 4 of Alex Ciambro. Got spun through the infield grass, but he didn't hit anything. But it's going to hurt him now. No caution. He's going to stay in the lead draft here.
Working off at turn number 4 right here, the 9 and the 8 have pulled out to about a 3-car length lead right now. But they're going to have to swap probably into turn number 1, which is going to bunch his pack right back up.
I think he was having a little bit of a connection issue, like we said at the beginning, because I saw him almost go through a car, literally, as he spun. I believe that was Alex Ciambrone in the 4, but Alex Ciambrone was actually working towards the back, so I think he suspects a wreck.
And the 2 and the 25, that is Byron Daly, Dylan Cece, they shoot to the front as the 9 and the 8 lose all their momentum through turns number 1 and 2. They're going to fall out outside the top 10 right there. That's how quickly things can happen right here. The 8 and the 9 went from a 3-car length lead off turn 4, and they're working turn 4 almost once again, and they're back at the tail end of the top 10. So racing here at Daytona, it's really fast-paced, and that's why we see this side-by-side action, which promotes great racing. It's always some of the best racing to watch here in the service. The 2 and the 25 have some challengers right now. The 12 and the 19, that's Paul Kushiba. In the 12, 19 is Steve Zenny. So Zenny from the back to the front, he's trying to make it happen here early, Dakota. He might be trying to keep his job.
He better be.
Definitely so, as he's going to move into the 3rd position, looking for 2nd right here. The 25 is in no man's land out there. He's a sitting duck. He's got no help, but here comes Rich Doucette pushing the 26 car right there. 2 pink cars are going to team up on top right there. Here comes the 24. He's going to get into the back of the 13. They're going to save it. To the lead comes Steve Zenny. So on lap 12 of the race, Steve Zenny's going to pull out to the lead and lead with that great ETV Live logo on the back of his car.
I'll tell you what, Steve Zenny won the 2nd Split A race last night. Had a good big W for him, so he's leading here now on lap 13 of the Daytona race.
Right now it looks
stats
like
from Zenny.
Definitely so. I mean, it looks like Steven is definitely... Oh, as the 12 warps out a little bit right there, this could create some problems. There you go. You can see the 12 warps out. He's starting to go through the back of the 19. They better get out of that situation or they're going to wreck. You can see they lose all of their momentum. When the 12 is in the back of the 19's bumper like that, it pretty much means that he's not there at all. They lose all their momentum. Here comes the 2 and the 6. Daly and Montgomery to the outside. They're coming up for the lead. Here comes David Cater with help from Cece. Great drafting going on right there. They're going to take it 3 wide going across the start-finish line.
And the yellow line is not affecting the official series. There's no rule against it, and guys do not hesitate to use it here. So that's something that could play a role into the race, especially at the finish.
19 of his end, he pulls back out to the lead as the 12 looks like he's pulled his car enough right now. They're going to pull back out to the lead, 1-2. Daly and Montgomery had to take a breather right there. Here comes the 3 car. First time we've spoken about him all night. Kevin Burrs coming out of nowhere right there. Kevin's going to pull into 2nd right here possibly. The 19 slows up that top a little bit. You can see the 3 car pull up to the side of the 2 and try to get some side draft off him. The 2 comes down to pinch a little bit. The 3 gets a great run through the center of the corners. The 12 moves up the track. Here comes Kevin Burrs. He's going to try to take the lead. 3 wide once again. Who's going to lead it? Lap 14. Paul Kushiba leads it. Great racing so far, guys. 3 wide for the lead.
How about David Cater up there? He's in it.
The ball gets hooked hard.
Oh, both the Gale Force Racing teammates are going to get into it right there. Oh, the 12 is going to get into it as well. That's maybe not the 12. That looked like Josh Cotter's back there, possibly the 24. It looked like there's a little bit of contact going into turns number 1 and 2. It looked like the 19 and the 12. Oh, the 19 and the 12 were inside of each other again, guys. It looked like more connection issues from the 12 car right there. Looks like the 19 tried to clear the 3, and unfortunately that didn't work, and your A winner from Thursday night, 2nd split winner, he's going to take himself out of the race real early on in this one.
Somebody just got fired.
I'll tell you what, that Amp Energy number 5 of Adam Gilliland made a great evasive move going through the grass there. If you can pull it up on the ETV Rewind, it'd be an awesome view to see.
And I'm looking back here at Josh Connors. He was the car that I saw flying through the wreck. He barely made it through on the outside, barely escaped that, and then as he's trying to swoop back down to the bottom, leave the spinning car, Johnson's going to come down, and the 22 is going to get nailed hard in the door right there. So the 22 of Connors almost makes it through, but a little bit of bad luck bites him once again here, and he's going to suffer heavy damage early on in this one as well. As we're working our first caution here tonight on lap 16 of a 60-lap race. You know, Dakota, the statistics are pretty close, man. We said lap 12 for the first caution. We made it to 16, so it looks like the statistics aren't lying so far.
Tell you what, actually, we have somebody else that's kind of sitting around, and I know he's waiting to do something here. Joshua Harbison was sitting in second split tonight to keep us updated because we knew that some of the big points players would be down there. We were actually expecting Kernick to be down there. Not sure if he's down there. Joshua, you got an update for us?
No, unlike your race, this race so far has gone caution-free, and we're on lap 17. You actually got to go outside the top 15 to find the first points. Anybody in the top 10 at points. Alex Scribner is 17th. Right there in 21st is Matthew Wright. Anthony Koenigs, he's sitting 22nd right now. But right now they're just, I guess they're playing it safe.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at Rich Doucette up here in the first split. I can't believe we missed this. Second place in points, Doucette. He's got heavy damage from that incident. Again, another car looks like he almost cleared it. His teammate David Cater was wrecking in front of him. Couldn't hold it up against the wall and kind of slid back down the track, and Doucette got him with the right front of his car, and he's got some heavy damage. So it's looking really good for Scribner right now. We don't know where Kernick is. We know where Doucette and Scribner are, and right now Doucette is heavily damaged, probably going to be back outside the top 20, and Scribner still has all four corners on it, and he's inside the top 20. So this possibly could be a big points night for the Alex Scribner machine.
Well, you know what? The pace lap Daytona, do you know how long they are, Conti?
Oh, they're long. What are they, a minute and 50 seconds?
Yeah, something like that. Well, you know how many commercials we can get in that amount of time?
I could probably get in a few, and that's a good idea, Dakota. We're going to send it to commercial here, the first caution of the race. We want to give you all the green flag racing we can. We're going to send it away for just a few minutes, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have 45 laps of great racing at Daytona to come.
Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages Cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, Cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, Cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are working lap 19 of this race right here. Danny Hansen, Joe Holt. Nope, Danny Hansen. We're trying to wait for this field to cycle around right here. Danny Hansen will be your leader after everything cycles around. It looks like Montgomery will be second. Josh Connors is a lap down in 25th position right there. Brandon Cattell is up there as well. Dylan Cece's got a lot of damage, though. Tyler Hudson still looks clean. Looks like a lot of our front runners were taken out in that mess, and rightfully so. That happened in the 3rd position, and we're really lucky that more cars didn't get taken out in that.
Very lucky, actually, guys. I actually kind of shocked. I mean, that was almost a big one. As we are about to take the green flag, the pace car is in, and the leader is rolling. That's Tyler Hudson, I do believe, in the front row. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm very confused as to why we're doing single file restarts. Something's really screwed up here. We have Joe Holt out in front on the scoring, 54.5 seconds ahead of Danny Hansen. I'm not sure why that is. I don't think that's right, but Danny Hansen's a sitting duck right now anyways. The 6 and the 25 are going to pull up to the outside of him. Carson Downs is telling me that Danny's leading. I agree with him. There's no reason why he shouldn't be leading. We'll see what it cycles around to right now. But anyway, when this does cycle around, Dustin Montgomery would be your leader. 25 of CC should be second. Byron Daly survived that wreck by the skin on his chinny chin right there. He's going to be third. Danny Hansen should be fourth. Rounding out your top 5 should be the 1 car of Tyler Hudson. As the 2 of Byron Daly's going to get hung out to the top right there. He tried to make a move, and no one wanted to work with him. So Montgomery's going to retain the lead right here. And looks like CC's going to continue pushing him. The 14, the 1, and the 2 are going to trail. That's what we call conventional style drafting right now. You don't really have too much of a tandem going on up in your top 5 except for the top 2. They're just trying to run single file and keep their cars as cool as they can, so when they have to start pushing, they have the option to.
And Joe Holt was still being scored the leader. Not sure about that. I think he had damage and must have went around the pace car or something, but he is now on pit road and coming to a stop in his pit box.
Yeah, I'm guessing he must have had the iRacing official, the automatic iRacing official, that big old black flag in the left-hand screen telling him to come in, probably serve a passing under yellow penalty or something of that sort. So now it's going to cycle around. Dustin Montgomery is going to be your leader. CC second, Hansen third, Hudson fourth, and now entering the top 5 for the first time tonight, the pretty pink car, the 10 of Brad Mahar.
And I think he was actually involved in that caution, if I was correct. I saw his car around.
If he was, he did a heck of a job keeping it off everything. I only see a little bit of minute damage on that left rear, nothing really on the front that's going to hurt him. So great job by him. If he was close to being wrecked, he obviously did a great job to get out of it, and that's why we always see him every week on ETV. Does a great job avoiding wrecks, as it seems lately like you definitely have to be a good wreck avoider to get up to the front here in the closing stages lately.
And here comes Brad Mahar from Byron Day to the outside. They're going to get alongside Tyler Hudson and Danny Hansen up here for 4th place.
The 2 in the top are going to try to make that tandem work, Dakota, but it doesn't look like it's working so far as the 4 in the bottom are running single file.
I was about to say, Brad Daly, I think we've seen him in painty yellow. He's been Mr. Excitement. He loves 4 wide, 3 wide in super speedways, and he was showing us that one time. But he is on the outside making it work because the front 2 were actually separated, cooling down, and that's really not working out for them because they become separated again, and this is going to give them, I do believe, the 10 should be able to get the lead. As we have a slow car on the bottom, 24. Joe Holt, no room.
Oh, he's got to slow down. No, Joe, throw 3 wide. Danny Hansen makes the move. That 24 down there is just kind of dead in the water, and unfortunately, that's
there they go. Trouble.
There they go. Tyler Hudson's involved in that one.
And come back up the track.
Oh, big wreck. Adam Gillen's in this one. Joe Holt's going to get involved.
21's
going to be involved. Crone's involved. The 25's backward. Oh, big wreck right there.
Zontner went to the grass to avoid that one.
Yeah, that all started when the 24 held his line in the bottom, going through 3 and 4, which he can rightfully do, but unfortunately that kind of stacked up the pack a little bit, and a lot of cars had to check up out of turn number 4. Danny Hansen had to make a drastic maneuver down to the bottom under the yellow line. Luckily for him, that's not going to give him a penalty. And looking back at the replay right here, riding on board with Brandon Jarrell, it looks like they just got turned up front right there. Looks like the 25 might have been sent down into the car below. I'm going to try to get to a closer view right here. Yeah, you've got the 25 right there is CC, tries to clear Holt. He's not clear, sends Holt down to the 1 of Hudson, and Hudson had a lot of technical difficulties before this race, and I think he was just happy to be in this thing. Unfortunately, his night's going to be ruined prematurely. It was just one big wreck right there of people trying to clear themselves off other people's front bumpers.
Yeah, it's too bad. Took out a lot of good cars in this race. I see the 24 is involved, the 21. Hudson's involved in one car. It's too bad. Really fast cars in that one.
And how about the guy that started on the pole? He's currently sitting 6th, Tommy Stalkus. He's a super speedway runner. He does paint the yellow. I know I mentioned a lot about them because I'm seeing a lot of them, and a few guys that I've actually seen run before. But Tommy Stalkus, partnerless, like we said before, is running 6th position, so he's not quite out of it. He's avoided the wrecks. This kid knows what he's doing. I'm telling you, he might be the guy to go to victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Thomas Stakis is he's pretty good. He's really, really good actually at these super speedway tracks. Great guy to work with, really clean. He doesn't really like to be too aggressive all the time. He likes to just hang back, see how the field is, and hook up with someone towards the end and go to the front. Like Dakota said, he races with Paint the Yellow, good group of super speedway racers, and it's fun to race with them a lot.
Now I'm going to rewind the ETV time machine, I should say. I'm going to go back to last season, the first season on this drafting model. The pole sitter was Justin Thompson. We saw a lot of him last year and early into this season. Justin Thompson started the pole, but he finished 24th. So, again, Tom really is overcoming statistics here again tonight as he's still in one piece after starting in the pole. And you would think, guys, the pole sitter would be the least likely to get involved in a wreck, but on super speedway racing, if you're not familiar with it, you can go from the back to the front, to the back, to the front again, and into a wreck in a heartbeat. So right now, Tom, he knows he got the pole, he knows he's got one of the fastest cars in the field. He's just got to keep that thing under him for the next couple laps here and try to make a move at the end.
So he's positioned himself very well because he just took fuel only and came out. I know one car stayed out, I do believe, but he just went in 6th and came out what would be 3rd, but 4th because of the one car staying out. So Tommy Stalkus up to 4th position.
It looks like a lot of fuel only stops right there, Dakota. Again, I don't believe they. Well, yeah, I think they can make it from here, right? It's 35 laps, shouldn't be that much of a stretch for him here.
Yeah, they should easily be able to make it from here. It's not that long for them. I think about the windows between 38 and 41 laps for these Nationwide cars here at Daytona.
Yeah, these guys, they run a lot lower RPM than the trucks and the Cup cars. You're down, I believe, around 8,800, maybe 9,000 RPM tops, but you're really never even that close to there. Maybe in the most extreme of a draft condition. But since you're running lower RPMs, your lower speeds, you get about 0.4 gallons to the lap. So, you know, you do the math, you divide it up, multiply, do all that good stuff that I'm not going to do right now because I'll screw it up like the rest of the math I do here on air. You know, you'll get about, like EJ said, 38 to 41 laps. So these guys right now, I wouldn't expect to see those guys that pitted right there. They shouldn't be back in the pit road. Danny Hansen, Brad Mahar, all them, it might be a little bit more of a stretch for them to make it, but if they get a couple more cautions, they're going to be in the catbird seat.
I do believe Danny Hansen was the only guy not to come down pit road there, so I do believe Brad Mahar should be good on fuel, but Danny may come down this time or not. But I want to take a moment and look at his championship here because Richard Doucette was 2nd coming to this race. I was told that he has about 8 minutes of damage still, so he should be still on pit road, but he's out on the track trying to pace. And what that means for the guys at 2nd split is they're in good shape if they just finish the race.
Right now, because of attrition, Rich Doucette, even with his car the way it is, he's still in the 19th position. When we had an update on Koenig and Scribner, and I missed Koenig, that was my fault, they were back around the 20th position, around where Doucette is. Now, they still have cars that are capable to go to the front. I can't really say that about Doucette. I think we can all come to that consensus. But if we have more attrition pay off in this race, Doucette could salvage a top 15 out of this thing and try to keep his 2nd place in points.
Well, why don't we take it to Joshua Harbison, and let's see where those points guys are running.
Well, it's shaking up a little bit. We're still green. They rolled through some green flag pit stops, and actually the leading this right now is Anthony Koenig, followed by Matthew Wright, and Alex Scribner's dropped back to 15th. That's how they're shaking out now. Chris Seymour is actually disconnected. I'm not sure what kind of problems he was having, but he's out of the race right now.
So Seymour, he's top 10 points. That's going to be a hit to him tonight. He was already over a full race out, and this isn't going to help him at all.
No, right now he just came back, and he's actually 24 laps down. So we'll see if he comes out or what he does.
Alrighty, thank you for that update right there. We're gonna keep checking in with Josh for the rest of the race right here, and we'll see what happens. So far, second split, green flag racing all the way through. First split, not so much. We are working a couple cautions right here. Nothing too major. We're on our second caution right here, and we still got a long way to go. A lot of cars are starting to get damaged, so the less cars you have, Dakota, EJ, the more likely you are to have a longer green flag run. That's at least what I've seen on our race in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up almost on halfway here, 4 laps from halfway, so it's going to be interesting to see if any guys are sandbagging back there. Maybe the pole sitter, Tom Mustakis, hasn't really shown what he's had today, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes up. I think we're pretty much good on fuel and obviously tires here, so it's going to be probably one big pack all the way to the end, but hopefully they can stay green and clean at the end.
Definitely so. And we talked about teammates earlier, Dakota, and I know you're on Gale Force, you're affiliated with them, and you know how much teammates help here. Right now I'm looking Alex Warren, Alex Chaperone, and somehow Adam Gilliland is still up there after having a big slide in turns number 1 and 2. That's 3 Schmidt Chassis Works cars, 9th, 10th, and 11th. I don't see that kind of heavy-hitting team play out there. There's no one that even comes close to a 3-car team right now. That's still up in the top 12. So these Schmitten guys, they look to be in the best position right now out of anyone.
Look,
I gotta say exactly what EJ was talking about. Tom Mustakis, I know I mentioned his name several times. I know this guy. I've raced him before. This guy is very, very hard to beat, and I'm amazed that they took the lead from him. I mean, if we went green flag like the second split had done, he would be. If he could have found a partner, he would probably be half a lap out of the field by now. He knows how to do the pit strategy. He knows everything about the super speedways. If we had to pick a guy to win, I'd be picking Tom Mustakis.
Another guy that's been real good too, he's one of my former teammates, the $11 General car, Brandon Bowie. He started 9th, he fell back all the way trying to miss the wrecks, and he's sitting right up here at 6th position with 3 laps till halfway here. He's a quiet sleeper, and he'll be up there for the end of the race.
Definitely so. We're definitely going to be seeing some guys still rise to the front of this field as the race progresses. We're working turns number 3 and 4 right now. Your leader is Danny Hansen, the only car to stay out right there in that pit sequence. Brad Mahar, Masakis, Daly, all them, they came in and at least took fuel. A couple guys in the back, I believe they took tires, maybe made a couple adjustments as well. Danny Hansen's going to bring him down slowly. Pace car is going to make that hard left-hand corner. Hansen to the line. There he goes. Steps on the gas. He's going to pull the 10. Here comes Byron Daly to the back of him. He's going to give him a great shove through the travel right there. They're going to clear the 10 and start to pull away from this field.
The outside lane did not get going at all. Mustakis not going, and Mahar not going either. The 11 diving to the inside there. So Mahar and Mustakis kind of left out on the outside. Not many cars out there.
23 car right there, Jarl Tyen. We talked about him a couple weeks ago at Kentucky. He definitely had the fastest car there that night. We also talked about him last week at Dover. Had another fast car, but both weeks had some bad luck, got caught up in some things not of his making, and was relegated to 2 finishes outside the top 20. Right now, just before halfway, I don't want to talk about him too soon. It's the last time I talked about him, he wrecked, but right before halfway, he's working the top 5 right now, up into second, and he's still in one piece, so maybe this will be the night for that 23 car to finally grab the elusive win here on ETV.
We are 3 wide, the 11, the 5, the 6. Now it's going to be the 20, the 10, and the 6. The 6 went to the outside to get around the 20, and 20 was trying to get on the back bumper for the 5. And I just put him in a bad spot because now he's going to go backwards on the outside lane with no hope at all. The 6 going backwards.
6 Montgomery, definitely so. He's going to the back in a hurry. 12 and the 14 trying to make a run to the front right here. 14 and the 12 are going to go to the extreme third groove right there down the front stretch. They're going to try to stay away from the 23 and the 2 right there, not give him any side draft. Here comes the 5 of Adam Gilliland to the front. He's going to make his appearance in the top 5 again right here before halfway. So the 5 Adam Gilliland coming to the front along with the 23 and the 2.
And he scared the 11 almost like the 11 jerked the wheel when the 5 came down and scared him. But the 5, Adam Gilliland, was involved in that last caution. Heavy contact, I do believe.
Yeah, it's a good recovery in the draft here at Daytona. It's a great equalizer. If you don't have a good motor, you got some damage on the car, you can draft can really make up for it here.
Or it can hurt it.
It definitely can hurt it. It just depends on what damage you have. If you have some front end damage, guys, you definitely want to get tucked up behind someone and stick your nose in that pocket of air, and that'll kind of alleviate your damage for that split second. You'll be able to push just as well as anyone else. Speaking of pushing well, here comes Tom Moustakis to the front. 14, Danny Hansen shuffled up to the top. He's going to go to the back with the 6 as the 6 files by him right there again. So it's just one big conveyor belt, guys. To the front, to the back, to the front. These guys can go anywhere in the matter of a couple laps. Halfway right there, 12 of Fukushima is going to lead it halfway with the help of Tom Moustakis on the outside. Byron Daly and Charles Tyen, I believe they're on the same team speak, so kind of like teammates right there too. They're on the bottom pushing each other. As the 20 gets hung out to dry from the 12, here comes the 6 and the 14. Montgomery and Hansen on the top side. They're going to try to get a run back up to the 20 cars. They get a little bit loose down the straightaway right there. 20 cars going to be in the middle once again. 14 and 6 followed by him on the outside.
And the 2 trying to get to the outside there.
Ooh, the 2 tries to squeeze him right there, and now they're 3 wide again. Oh, the 1 gets a little bit of help right there. Big net code right there as well. They all save it. 14 is getting net coded all over the place right there. Seems like, guys, if you get in a 3-car tandem and you push that car in the middle, the sim thinks that you're shoving him up a lane or something, and it hits the guy on the outside. So we're definitely going to have to watch for that tonight. But luckily, these guys are great drivers here in the series, and they were able to hang on to that at over 185 miles per hour.
And that was a great save for 14 GDR graphic Chevy of Danny Hansen as he made contact with Tyler.
And 12 Fukushima was actually having connection issues again. That is why he dumped the 20, because the 20 was no use if he can't push him, which is what was happening. But the 5 now of Adam Gilliland getting on the number 20 of Tommy Stockings to the outside lane is not done yet, as they're going to try to make another comeback as the 12 and the 23 are leading the way.
And we saw this pair the other day in the Big City C6 race.
Oh, not clear. Oh, sorry about that, EJ. Look at the 1 right there. Tyler Hudson just cut the left front off of Moustakis. The CC slowed on the top. Wow. They'll get around that. Go
New
ahead,
leader,
EJ.
Charles Tyen takes the lead here at Daytona with a push from Byron Daly in the 2 car. And they're almost clear. They're clear to the bottom. Clear to achievement.
The 2 and the 23 working together superbly right now as they go to the front once again. Looks like in the second half of this race, the 2 and the 23 seem to be the dominant cars, guys. It seems like they could just push themselves up to the front whenever need be.
Great race and great 3 wide and hard, 2 wide here racing at Daytona. This is crazy stuff here up here. It's really, really hard racing.
We still have 11 cars within a half a second of this front pack. Might be a little bit more right now as the field is starting to get spread out. Mark my words, once that 23 and the 2 have to switch, 12 is going to be right there on them, and they're going to stack up the field again. And Mahar, Montgomery, Chambrone, Gill, and Hansen, they're all going to be the back bumper of this 3-car tandem up here front.
Well, this is smart what they're doing, because what they can do is the 2 can move the outside lane, the 12 can get right on the 23 and start pushing right away, and the 2 can just tuck in right in line. They could actually make up time like this. It's really smart, except for the fact that they can hit these cars up a lot faster.
Yeah, right now they're about 2/10 quicker than the 10 and the 6, but right now it looks like the 10 of Mahar is getting enough of a push to suck up to the back of that 3-car tandem as the 2 is going to pull out, and that's going to slow him down a little bit. Here comes the 10, the 6, the 4, the 5, the 14, the 15, and the 20 coming to the front as the 2 and the 12 switch right there. They're going to keep pushing Tyen, though. That's a great strategy up there like we've been talking about. Definitely one of the better strategies that you can choose here at Restrictor Plate Racing the way it is right now. 3-car tandem works, the cars have enough grip. You're not going to spin anyone out like that, unless there's net code, of course. You always have to watch out for that. And you'll definitely gain a lot of speed doing a 3-car push like they were up front.
They gain a lot of speed. The 4 and the 5 getting hooked up. That's Alex Zambrone and Adam Gilliland. I cannot pronounce names for anything today, but those 2 are coming on the outside lane as they have ran down the leaders. The 12 and the 23 are going to be on the inside of the 4 and the 5 as they go into turn number 3. Will the 4 and the 5 be able to take the lead over?
Well, it's going to get pretty interesting down here. Cattell and the 9 of Johnson, they're going to be courteous. They're going to move up to the top, and that's going to give this whole pack of cars right there, that's going to give them the bottom. And I'm looking back here, the man that's fallen off the pack after getting shoved up to the outside, that's Tom Moustakis. He's falling into the clutches of the second pack of Tyler Hudson. There's a spy car back there, Zotner's back there, so that second pack is starting to catch up to the 20, who's fallen a couple seconds off the first pack now.
I kind of wondered about that. I saw him behind the 15 and kind of move up after Hudson had got behind him. I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm going back here to see if I can figure out what happened exactly to the number 20 car. But he just kind of lost speed, like.
He did. It looks like his momentum was broken with that incident. Ooh, as they get a little bit loose up front with that incident with the Tyler Hudson car. It looks like he just lost momentum. Oh, as they get a little bit close again. So the 20 is back. 20 is, he's about 2 seconds off the lead pack and about 2 seconds ahead of the second pack. So he's just kind of in a zone of his own right now. His second pack is starting to catch him now. He fell back 2 seconds that lap. So almost a 2.5 second difference right there from single car to pack drafting. So that's how much it makes a difference here at Daytona.
I'll tell you what, that 23 Jarlteen still out front. As the 2 actually going to the outside. I believe that's the 2 of Byron Daly. Mr. Excitement himself with the 5 and the 14 coming in behind him. We're going to have almost a 4-car tango there because the 6 almost got in the 14.
Here comes the 12 at the bottom. Kashiba sees the hole. He's going to take it. He's going to put himself up to the 4th position, looking for more. Byron Daly and Adam Gillen on the outside. They get broken apart. Gillen's going to tuck down into the bottom groove. Daly's all by himself again. He's got a little bit of help coming from the Montgomery car, but that's not going to be enough. They're going to fall to the tail end of this pack.
Tell you what, caught the Adam Gillen was just like, see you, buddy, have fun and have a nice ride.
Yeah, Adam is not one to wait for you. If he sees something that he needs to do, he's going to do it. And that's put him in a pretty decent position right now. He's up into the 4th place, going for 3rd right there. Tyan's going to fall to the lead. Here comes Mahar to the front with the help of the 12 of Kashiba. Adam Gillen's going to try to make a move to the top. Not going to happen. He's going to have to close the door before the 14 of Hansen gets there.
How about that number 10 G Mercer Chevy? Brad Maher taking lead here. Maybe he's waiting until later to show the equipment he's got here under the VPR racing setup under the hood.
Oh, as they get really close to the Joe Holt car right there. I don't think they were too pleased with his move that last time around, so they all let him know that they didn't have to have that. So they're going to clear him. He's going to settle back in, and we're going to keep going right here. Lap 39 of 60. We're almost to 20 to go, guys. I think the heat is starting to pick up.
Mr. Excitement himself moving back just a little bit because he wouldn't get situated with 3rd place. He went for, I believe, the lead by himself and went to the back. So Brad Mahar actually getting switched out. The 12 had to get around him to cool the engine down. The 5 now behind him, Adam Gillen, and the 10 of Brad Mahar is going to the back.
Here comes the 14, the 23 up front. The 23 is really cool right now. As he's swapped, he's ready to push. 14, 23, 4 and 5 teammates on the bottom. Non-teammates up high. We're going to see what wins out right here. They're going to battle in turn number 1 through the center of the corner. Looks like the 14 and the 23 drift up high. They're going to tuck back in behind the 5 and the 12 with the 4, 10, 2, and the 6. All starting to make their way up to the back of that car right there. Alex Warren, however, in the back, he's not making his way to the front. He's going to the back as it looks like he's going to lose the draft. But again, look at that teammate right there. Great team move by Akshay and Brown. He's going to fall back, as well as Adam Gillen. They're going to pick up the Alex Warren car right there. Number, where's Alex Warren? The number 15 of Alex Warren. They're going to pick him up. They're going to try to 3-car draft back up to this pack.
Ooh, Mr. Excitement. Almost, that was really close getting into the 12 there. Just about, but looking at the outside lane with Brad Mahar. Will Mahar leave him or stay with him? Nobody's secured with a partner here, it seems like, because everybody's just leaving, everybody diving down. But the 14 taking a lead with the 23, Jarlteen. As he goes to the outside, the 23 moving to the outside of the 14. I believe we'll have a new lead here. Mr. Excitement himself going with him, and Mahar also sticking with him.
And Mahar's going to complete that 3-car draft right to the 14's going to get some help from the 6s, the 12 and the 5. Slingshot to the top. I thought the 5 was going to fall back to the 4 and the 15, but I forgot. 12, Paul Kashiba, he's part of Schmitten now too. So you've got 4 Schmitten cars that tail into this pack just waiting to make a move. So I think we know what they're going to do. It's just a matter of time of when they do it or not.
In a 3-car draft up front, I believe we have a slow car on the top there. I'm not sure. I believe that could have been Joe Holt. Looking back at that.
That was CC right there. Yeah, CC, who was involved in that last start with Holt, he's really skewed out right now. A little bit more skew than is needed here, and he's not going anywhere in a hurry except for the back. Right now, his 3-car pack is starting to leave the field, but as I say that, the 5 and the 12 have some connection issues right there. The 12 is going to move out of the way as they're going to swap up here. The 5, the 12 swap. The 2, the 10, the 23, they're side by side right now, losing time. That 12 and the 5 gets together right there. As they do, they're going to have a big run up to the back of the pack of the cars.
Mr. Excitement getting one more chance. Byron Daly is getting all kinds of friends, but he loses them rather quickly because everybody's switching. I don't think there's really team partners out here. Everybody's just trying to go for the win. As Mahar actually moving up in front of Daly, expecting an push him because Mahar did push up Daly up to the fields. We're about 4 wide, almost 4 wide, 3 wide now.
Here
Yeah,
comes 15 of Alex Warren. A huge run to the outside. Going to get a push from Byron Daly. 3 wide almost for the lead here. 3 wide for 4th on back. Danny Hansen in the middle, going 3 wide in the middle with Byron Daly and Paul Kashiba on the inside.
They're coming
3
up
wide,
on some
2 deep.
slow cars right here up on the top. That 2 at Barndale is going to have to get down, or he's going to ruin the 7. He does it. Great racing by all of them right there to get down in time. Here comes the 4 and the 14. They have a huge run. They're going to come to the outside right here. If they can hold this thing together, they're going to be up even with Adam Gill into turn number 1. Looks like they're starting to lose some steam. The 10, the 23, all those cars at the bottom, they've hooked back up. They're starting to pull away from that second group once again.
Yeah, it seems like the outside is really, really hard to get somewhere. I mean, it's really when they switch is when you want to make the move, and I think these guys are timing it all wrong. It's Byron Daly about to push it 3 wide underneath the 4 and the 14. Almost went 4 wide because the 4 almost moved the outside of the 14 there, but 3 wide, now that's clear, 2 wide with the 6 and the 2.
12 is going to make a move right here. Here comes Mahar. He's going to poke out 3 wide for the lead. Who's going to lead it right here? Looks like Mahar with help from the 12. 23 up top, 2 in the middle, 5 down low. 5 is going to go from the lead back to the 5th or 6th position right here. Tynes all by himself again. The only car with a drafting partner right now is Mahar at the bottom with Kashiba in tow.
I thought Byron Daly was going to be in trouble there because he went to the outside of the 12 like he had done last time, and that actually cost him spots, but now he's partnerless as the 5 and the 6 going to run him on the outside. The 2 just kind of left out again.
Looks like that 2 car just cannot get anyone to constantly draft with him. You know, I look through this grid right here. I think the 2 is really banking on Josh Connors to help him. That's the 2's teammate over at MC Racing. Tyan is also a teammate over there, but it looks like Tyan's kind of caught up with some other people right now trying to help them. So Byron is really having a hard time trying to find someone after that 22 car got involved in that first wreck.
It's going to be interesting here to see. You know, we only got 9 cars in the lead pack. We got 2 car breakaways towards the end. It's going to be interesting to see which car going to be left out here.
We actually have I believe it's a 6-way battle for 10th position with Vitality Hudson actually leading it. But that second pack we were talking about just a little earlier with, I believe Mistakis is back there and a few other cars that we actually didn't expect to be back here. They're still racing out just for 10th position, so racing everywhere on the track.
Definitely so, as it looks like our first pack right here, they're going to get single file, possibly ride around for a few laps right here, try to get within 10 to go and then make their moves. Right now it's Kashiba, Mahar, Gillen, Montgomery, Byron Daly, Alex Warren, Danny Hansen, Jal Tyan, and the last car in this pack is Alex Shimbrone.
Kashiba and Mahar are actually leading the way, and they are just running away, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, they opened up a 5 or 6 car length gap right here as these guys aren't pushing right now in the pack right here. Mahar and Kashiba are gone right now. Now they're going to have to swap, but if they get enough of a lead, they can swap and still get out to enough. If they're out to enough of a lead, they can swap and maintain that lead. We're just going to have to see how it works for them right here.
Mahar actually neglecting to swap there, so he actually backed off the bumper just a little bit there, just cooling it down just a little bit, but he will have to switch very, very soon is what it looks like.
Looks like the lone car out right now is Akshay and Brown, as we have 2 car tandems all the way through this front pack except for Alex and Brown, as the 2 leaders are going to switch right there. That's going to give Byron Daly and Adam Gillen the opportunity to make up some ground on him. You can see the 2 starting to get hot as he pokes out from behind the number 5. They're going to have a big run off of turn number 2. We're going to come down the backstretch right here. We're going to have 6 cars within a couple car lengths of each other battling for the lead here.
But when will they have to switch? That is the question.
Oh, it's going to have to be very soon. I know that 2's hot as he backs off from right there. The 23 and the 15 are going to get a big run right here along with the 12 and the 10. 23 is trying to poke out to the left of the 15, trying to get some air on his front bumper. As Byron Daly's going to pull out right here, he's going to try to make the move for the lead. That was close right there. Gillen led that lap by nothing, guys. I hope that's the finish we see. That would have been incredible.
Wow, .000 tie across the line.
Coming up on a slow pack here with David Gator and the 27 car of Kyle Peddle here. They all go to the inside of them.
Curdy's driving by the damaged cars up there to give this lead pack room. It looks like Alex Warren has fallen back to Shimbrone now. They're going to make their way up to the front, as it looks like the lone drivers right now seem to be possibly the 6, the 23, and the 5. They have no help. The 14 of Danny Hansen's latched on with Byron Daly in the 2. He's pushing him up into the back of the 12 right here. They get sideways right there as Byron has nowhere to go. They're going to move up to the top right here as we hit lap number 50.
And again, side by side for the racing lead.
Oh, as Gillen tries to cut off Jarl right there, he puts him under the yellow line. That wasn't really clear right there. Jarl's going to start to push on him right now, so it kind of worked out for both of them. Looks like the 6 again, Dustin Montgomery is going to be the odd man out, as the 15 and the 4 should start the draft with each other here and possibly pull around that 6. But right now they're going to stay side by side and pull up to this front. Battle for the lead as the 2, the 4, and the 14 are going to go around the 10 and the 12. Here comes the 23 and the 5 up the outside as well.
The 10 and 12, the 12 is coming off the 10's bumper. He's trying to cool down the engine, so we know the 12 is hot as he actually moves up to the outside lane and leaves Mahar all alone on the inside.
So Mahar is going to go to the back right here. We'll have to see if Shane Brown or Alex Warren help him right here. They're going to pull up to the back of him, give him a little bit of a push. It looks like Mahar is also going to get some draft time as Adam Gilman slots into the bottom as well. He's going to look to the second groove right there, sees that there's not enough room. We've 2 by 2 right here. 12 car gets a little bit of a tap right there. Slow cars up top. The 6 and the 12 rocket to the lead down the backstretch.
So that was a little scary as they switch for the lead.
Switch, here comes the 10, the 5, the 2, and the 14. They're going to have big runs. Where are they going to go? Who knows? 5 and the 10 are going to go to the outside. The 2 and the 14 are going to have to try to go 3 wide right here. Not a lot of room. 14 and the 4 make contact. They're going to save it right there, 2 by 2 by 2.
Iron Daly, Mr. Excitement, able to make it up from, I believe that was somewhere back in the pack, the second on the outside with Mr. Mahar right behind him.
And we are 6 cars, 2 abreast right now. Make that 8 cars 2 abreast. Fine, just looking at all I'm saying, guys, if you're going to wreck, do it now because I don't want to wait back here too long. 5 is starting to blink out just a little bit. The 6 might go through his back bumper. We're going to have to see how that works out. Not going to happen, though. It looks like they're going to stay straight. 5, the 6, the 2, the 10, the 12. They're all side by side as the 6 and the 5 are going to go to the lead. The 4 is going to jump down behind the 12 of his teammate right there. Danny Hansen's coming along. Here comes Alex Warren with help from Tyne as well.
We still have 8 laps to go when we cross the line.
Fantastic racing so far tonight. This has been a highlight race so far this season. We've seen a lot of cautions during the racing this season with only 2 cautions tonight. We've seen great racing in this lead pack as the 2 and the 10 are going to get a little bit together right there. That's going to shove the 14 up out of the group. The 14 is going to have to try to get with the 23 right here if they don't want to lose the draft. Here comes the 2. He's going to slot in front of his teammate right there. So it looks like the teammates of MC Racing have now found each other and possibly Hansen might be the lone man out.
As they switch for the racing lead.
Here comes Montgomery to the lead with the 5, the 12, and the 4 are also going to suck up to the back bumper, but the 2 cars that are pushing right now are the 5 and the 10. They're going to get a huge run in their top 4. Here comes Byron Daly. He's going to help him as well. He's going to dart to the inside, to the outside, back to the inside. He's going to help the bottom. On the top is Alex Warren with Brad Mahar pulling him along. Here comes Daly. He's going to go back up to the top as the 2 cars with the biggest mile per hour right now, with the largest mile per hour, over 200 miles per hour, is the 23 and the 14. They're going to have a huge run to the back of this pack, but they're not going to be able to let it go anywhere. The 14's too hot, so they have to stop in their tracks right there, going down the back straightaway, and they're not going to be able to do anything with that run.
So Mr. Excitement, he's not helping any line. He's helping himself as Brad Mahar leaves a 15 on the outside, and Mahar actually dives on the inside trying to get the draft. I wonder if he's going to jump back up here. Yes, he is. He's expecting a push, and that right there is something I wouldn't do unless 15 was hot.
He's going to get a push, but the 15 really, that kind of hurt both their momentum. We're going to go 3 wide right here. Sheehan Brown to the bottom of Mahar. Alex Warren to the top. He's not going to get any help. Here comes Byron to the bottom. Mahar is now going to be the sitting man on the outside with no help as the 4 gets loose. Oh!
And they all saved it. Wow, good job.
Now they're going to have to reach that momentum right there. The 14, the 23 have to get together. We're going to be coming to 5 laps to go. They do not have time to race side by side. And there they go. They're going to get together. And we're going to remain with a 9-car battle for the lead.
As they switch for the racing lead, it comes Kushiba and Mr. I believe Excitement.
Kushiba's going to have some more action problems right there. The 2's got to be leery of hitting him in the bumper, and he is. They're going to break apart right here. The 6 and the 5 are in the catbird seat as that 2 doesn't know what the 12's going to do. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, that will really hurt them as we see the 2 leaders move in the outside lane. They're not exactly switching, but maybe trying to break the draft there because the draft is everything like we mentioned, and as you saw.
The 2 and the 12 are starting to get a run off at turn number 2. Ooh, the 5 gets a little bit loose right there. The 6 got to check up. Here comes the 12 and the 2 with the pack behind them closing quickly.
And they
To
are
the out-
too wide lead.
To the outside they go. They're not going to get enough of a run. Here comes the 5 of Gilliland. He's going to pull up in front of the 12. 12's going to pull down to the back bumper of the 6. We're going to do a switcheroo of partners right here. Here comes Byron Daly to the center. Not enough room. Gilliland closes the door. 4 laps to go.
And that will cost them all as the 15 and the 4 have to check up because Gilliland's going to hold down next to that too, so they couldn't go quite through wide. And that's going to be interesting to see if the 15 and the 4 go around him or if the 15's going to push it too, and he does. Byron Daly gets a little push from the 15.
Now we see the guys get scrambled up there in the little contact we had a couple laps ago. Danny Hansen and Brad Mahar hook up there in 6th and 7th place, so it'll be interesting to see if their engines will cool down enough to catch the lead pack up here with 3 to go.
Hansen and Mahar are making a great run to the front right now. They have a lot of mile per hour going into turn number 3. They've left Jarl Ty, and it looks like Jarl might have gotten a little bit too much damage in that incident to be able to keep up now. So for the 3rd straight week in a row, Jarl Ty with a great race car is not going to finish where he belongs. Right now up front, as we get to 3 laps to go, it's still the same faces, Montgomery and Kashiba, that tandem right there. Then you have Byron Daly, Alex Warren, Alex Giambrone, and Adam Gilliland right back there. Danny Hansen and Mahar are a little bit off this pack right now, but I'm telling you what, if they keep racing like that, Mahar and Hansen are going to be there in no time. Byron Daly, Alex Warren, Giambrone, and Gilliland. 4 cars in the middle. They're going to get to the lead right here. Here comes Alex Warren to the top with the 4. Oh, the 4 is going to drop down. He's going to get below Daly. He's going to fall back in. 3 wide for the lead.
So the 12 and the 6 are hooked up, and the 2 and the 4 have the best opportunity. Getting hooked up here is almost wide with the lap car there.
Oh, the 12 just went through the 5 right there. Here comes Hansen and Mahar. They have a big run. They're going to pull up to the outside of Warren right there, to the outside of Giambrone, to the outside of everyone. Here they come for the lead.
4 wide.
Oh, they're 4 wide. Gilliland's going to get a little help right there. Oh,
And
he
Mahar
turns
turned
him.
Montgomery. Montgomery's around, he saves it.
Oh, there goes Gilliland. Byron Daly, Brad Mahar, and your winner's going to be Paul Kashiba, guys. Unbelievable. Wow.
A great
I
job
have
by
no
Paul
idea how he
Kashiba.
managed that.
Unbelievable finish right there. I wish we could have seen that go out in green flag racing right there, but that was an amazing final 30 laps or so.
Just gonna rewind to that there. I'm just gonna wind this back up and look at this wreck, as I believe the 10 got the aprons a little bit and then got into the 6 and just turned him in front of the field.
Yeah, it looks like the 12 is having connection problems all night. I'm trying to see what happens right here. Oh, it looks like the 10 right there just doesn't have enough room under the 6. He was trying to make a move. I understand what he was doing, but not enough room down there. Bounces off the apron just a tad up into the 6 Montgomery. That's going to collect Gilliland, Mahar, and a little bit of Byron Daly damage right there as well. So, unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to race for the win. But Paul Kashiba positioned himself in the right position, it seems like right there, and he's going to come out with the win. Danny Hansen 2nd, Brad Mahar 3rd, Giambrone 4th, and rounding out top 5 will be Byron Daly.
Actually, I think we might have gotten this mixed up because I'm showing Brad Mahar is sitting right in front of Danny Hansen and is not giving up the spot like he owns it. So I do believe Brad Mahar may have gotten to the right just a little bit better than Danny Hansen, and Brad Mahar will actually finish 2nd.
It definitely does look that way.
Yeah, what a great win for Paul Kashiba. He's from Connecticut, races legend cars actually at Waterford Speed Bowl, so it's pretty cool to see him racing here online and the iRacing service and taking the win here in the Gary Mercer Trucking B-Car Showdown.
Definitely so. It looked like that. Schmidt and Chassis Works, number 12, JR Motorsports car right there. That thing looked like he was on rails all night. Looked like he was able to push people to the front, be pushed to the front. And like I said, he positioned himself correctly at the end there when that caution came out to win it. Brad Mahar is also going to have a great points night here tonight, finishing 2nd. Danny Hansen, great run for him in 3rd. Really, this whole top 9 right here, they did a fantastic job getting through this race. Yeah, make that the top 10. I mean, everyone that finished on the lead lap did a great job the whole race to get through wrecks and really put themselves in good positions. Good points nights for really everyone up there in the top 10 that needed it.
And Richard Doucette actually bringing home 17th, the 2nd car, 1 lap down next to his teammate David Cater, so that will not help him in the points. And while we're actually about to probably take a break, why don't we go to Joshua for the last time of the night. Josh, where are our top contenders?
Well, just like y'all's race, this race is going to finish under caution with And the winner on this one's going to be Brian V. Macklin, followed by Chad Cole. Our top 10, Alice Scribner finished in 10th. Anthony Kernich, the leader, he finished 18th. Matthew Wright, he finished 17th. Justin Kirby finished 14th. And Chris Seymour coming back from losing connection, he finished 25th. And that's it for, they got one more lap to go. It's going to be under caution, so that's how it's going to shake out here in the second split.
So really the big winner tonight is going to be Scribner. He'll make up at least 8 points on Kernick and 7 points on Doucette. So Scribner is going to make up the most points here tonight.
Yeah,
Maybe quite 7 because of the point differential with the second split and half split that we calculate.
That's true. So it'd be like what? I guess 6. Somewhere around there. He's going to make up a couple points either way.
And that's what you have to do. Go,
Alrighty,
Josh.
well, we're before we send it to break, final thoughts on that second race for Josh.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see how this thing actually played out. They had a chance to take it all the way green. They had one car spun out on the grass and came back up on the track and bring the caution out. So, and there's a lot of people on the move when that happened. But this is how it finished. It would have been interesting to see how it would have went if it went green.
Definitely so. We always like to see a race finish under green here, but we definitely had some great racing tonight, and looking forward to seeing more of that next week. Before we get there, we're going to have some post-race interviews. We have Paul Kashiba in the house, everybody. So after break, we're going to come back and interview your race winner here tonight. So don't go away. We'll be right back with post-race interviews.
Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages Cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, Cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California, if you need to move it, store it, and keep it cold, you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck, Cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Well, like we promised you, we're going to have Paul Kashiba in the house in just a couple seconds. Paul, great race by you tonight. Looked like you could push anyone to the front or be pushed to the front by anyone. Tell us your strategy coming into this race. Did you want to go to the front early on, or did it just kind of happen that way?
Well, no one really has a strategy. I just went in there hoping to do my best, just hoping to have some fun. I went to, go. I don't like dropping to the back. I like going full out the whole race. So that was my plan, and it worked out pretty good.
Definitely so. Now tell us about the final 30 laps. That had to be the most intense 30 laps I've seen in a B-Car series at Daytona ever. Just take us through how it is to be racing 3 wide at this track in this car going 195 miles per hour.
Well, it was real crazy, I got the inspiration to run this race from my buddy Cowboy. Up here, those last 30 laps were pretty intense. And Brandon Atkinson helped me out through the whole thing. He kept me calm. I was driving through the field, doing my best, maneuvering my car through the other cars and stuff like that. And my internet connection was lagging out a little bit, but that was all right. And I ended up just getting pushed to the front, and we got lucky with that little caution that we had there at the end, so I won the race.
Definitely so, Paul. And before we let you go, just let us know about anyone that makes it happen for you.
Yeah, sir. I just got to thank my whole team, Schmidt and Chassis Works, I heard I had a pretty big Spanish following for this race, so I'm gonna say this: Me gustaría dar las gracias BA15 por su lazicañón en gracias Victorino, Amo, and Todos. Thank you all. I love you.
Alrighty, everybody. That's a bilingual Paul Kashiva right there. And, well, guys, do we have anyone else that finished up front? I don't see anyone else in the server here.
No, I think we are forever alone.
Yeah, definitely so. That's kind of sad, but either way, the racing spoke for itself tonight, guys. I don't think we need anyone to come up here and tell us how it happened. We saw it here on ETV Live. Everybody at home, they saw it, how it went down. You can make your own opinions or judgments based on that. That was a great race, guys. EJ, just final thoughts from you. Tell us how it was to be up here tonight and to call one of the most intense races of the season.
Well, it was a real treat for me to be up here. It was really awesome to call the race with Dakota and Conti, first ETV race up here with me. So I really enjoyed it. The guys put on a show there at Daytona, and Paul Kashiba took home the W. So it's really neat to be able to step out of the car and jump in the broadcast booth. But next week at Charlotte, I'll be back in my ETV car, Lily Trucking Chevrolet. So it'll be pretty fun next week at Charlotte.
Alrighty, Hollywood, best of luck to you. Dakota, final thoughts.
Well, first off, I want to start by saying, Stephen Zinni, you are fired, sir. Nah, I'm just kidding. But, super shows are always fun, and you never knew who was going to win. And I think that showed tonight with Kashiba just kind of sneaking away with the victory. And I didn't think he was in a place to be. Usually you don't want to be in the lead with a lap to go or so. I mean, he just somehow magically put himself in the right place at the right time. Caution come out with Brad Mayhar spinning the guy after he hit the apron. This is always exciting racing. You never know what's going to happen. It's a wild card. Every time we come here, as we've had 2 super speedways this season, and I think this one actually provided for better racing, even though it's a really tighter surface. It's a lot smaller than Talladega, it seems like, because there's less room to go 3 wide or 4 wide, like you can at Talladega, and I think that's what makes it so interesting. And they did a great job racing here tonight, Michael Conti.
Definitely did a great job indeed. So, we beat our caution count from last season. I would have never expected that. We had 4 last season. We had 3 this season. So another turn of events here tonight. I'm looking at the schedule next week. As EJ said, off to Charlotte Motor Speedway. The second race in a row will be under the lights, so 100 laps at that 1.5-mile cookie cutter track. A lot of grip there, guys. I know these cars are going to be flying around there, not off the gas. A lot should be some great side-by-side racing there. Hopefully we'll see the same quality of racing we saw tonight. Look in the next couple weeks for an update regarding ETV and the iRacing Pro Series. I'm not going to say anything now. We're going to let that be a surprise, but just keep tuning in here on Friday nights at 8:30, and you'll find out soon enough what we're going to be bringing to you in a couple weeks. But anyway, we're going to close it out here tonight. I was really impressed with the racing. I just can't say enough about what we saw tonight, and the way the drivers handled themselves, and everything that went on tonight was great. And I can't wait till we get to Charlotte. So for me, I'm Mike Conti for Dakota Ehrman, Joshua down the second split, John Wessling working the cameras, and everyone at ET that makes this happen. That's Daytona for you. And EJ O'Rourke. Can't forget Hollywood EJ. Thank you, Dakota. That's Daytona. And we're going to go off to Charlotte next week. Tune in next week for another exciting Friday Night B-Car Showdown race. Thank you.
Thank you.